rap girls have been eating, but Glorilla really has been eating. Like I really wanted to do an episode on Glorilla for a minute because when her debut album Glorious released, I really enjoyed it and I really wanted to do a review on it. But I was like, ooh, like I don't know how y'all feel about like my reviews and stuff like that. And I was just like, you know what? I'll wait on it. I'll sit on it. And since the release of that album, she's just been coming out. She's still been coming out with some heat. Like she had the feature on. She had a couple features, and like most recent with a couple other artists. She most recently had her feature on Chromacopia with Tyler, the Creator, and like she has been doing her big one lately, and the album has really been hitting it off. Like she has been hitting the charts. I've been noticing, and like some people have been really weird with the conversations, but like there's still been some really great conversations coming from the things that Glorilla has been putting out, and I'm just like really excited about that. So let's talk about it. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Cake Radio Show. I messed up my intro. Welcome back to the Cake Radio Show. I'm the CakeDive, and I hope y'all are doing well because today we are going to be talking about Glorilla. We're going to be reviewing the Glorious album, and we're going to be talking about like all the big things that Glorilla has been doing lately because it is all just so exciting. Like we got to really dig into this. So like Glorilla is really been doing her big one. Like she really has been on a really strong like year this year. Like for those who have been following, y'all know that Glorilla released, well, first she she was doing her rollout of her mixtapes. She had like the hits like Yeah Glow and Wannabe featuring Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion had her be her opener, had Glorilla be her opener for the Hot Girl Summer Tour, which was a really big success for both of them. Really helped introduce people to Glorilla and again help push the hit that was Wannabe. Then during the tour, they did the remix of Wannabe with Cardi B, which also was a hit. They also, then everything released. Well, everything released before the tour happened, but it was eating up the charts. The girls was eating it up. The girls was loving it. It was a big hit. They was doing performances in like the BET Awards and all them type of things. And then she had features in between that time as well. And then she released some big hits. She had TGIF, 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I need to cut that out. And then she also had Hold On, and she announced that she was going to be releasing her debut album, Glorious. Album came out and it did some damage. Like she was hitting the charts. I think she was like what? Like again, I don't pay attention to charts like that, but like I think people were really talking about how it hit like number 5 on the Billboard charts, and it's been sticking around the top 10 area. I think top 10 or top 15 on the charts like each week since it's been out. Like it is really holding and being a big success. She had some strong hits off of the album already. Like she had like again TGIF and Hold On were big hits for her before the album eventually came out. She also had What You Know About Me with Sexy Red really pop off. How I Look with Megan Thee Stallion, which is on the album, also has been eating and has been getting a lot of attention. And then I Love Her with T-Pain has also been like a big hit and one of Glorilla's like personal favorites that I've been seeing. And Glorilla has just been like doing her big one, promoting the album, doing like what most artists would do, like do like a press junket, do her like interviews and stuff like that. She's been really like introducing people to like Glorilla the person, Gloria Hallelujah, and really just been doing her big one. And even then, like since then, like she has been getting a lot of attention. She again most recently had her feature with on Tyler the Creator's album Chromacopia for Sticky, in which she also appeared next to Sexy Red, which she collaborated with before, and Lil Wayne, which is really interesting that Lil Wayne is featuring on that. So, but like outside of that, it is just like really, again, like the girls are really excited when Glorilla is hopping on tracks. The no, she's doing that much numbers. Like she's doing that much numbers. Like a lot of people were really like doubt. Like there was a certain fan base that has been questioning her like success and stuff like that, especially when she is in proximity to Megan Thee Stallion. And they're still also like not only they're like now they're not questioning it, but they're not kind of questioning like Megan Thee Stallion in a way that's very weird, which I'll talk about very briefly. The Barbs, trigger warning, Nicki Minaj stands. The Barbs have been talking about like, oh, like Glorilla's album debuted while it did debut lower than Megan Thee Stallion's album. Megan debuted at like number 3, and Glorious debuted at number 5. People were like, oh, like it's doing more numbers sales wise than Megan did. Da 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 da, and people are still like Barb's are still in the like Barb's and Tory Lanez fans, them leprechaun balding ass niggas, were in the comments talking about like, oh, like, oh, like Glorilla's doing better numbers than Megan. Like, oh, like is Megan Act 2 like gonna do all this, da 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 da. And I feel like people like again like the Barbs and those who are like siding with the Barbs are very weird because of the fact that they're very chart obsessed, and chart obsession is not doing them any favors. Because here's the thing, again, as I talked about before, Megan's album still debuted higher on a chart basis compared to Glorilla. And we also have to address the elephant in the room, which is not an elephant at all. Glorilla and Megan like each other. Like, those are bestie and besties. Like, because we can't forget that, like, and we can't forget that a lot of success was attributed to Megan Thee Stallion. And it's not in a way that's like, oh, like Megan is above her in any ways, because Megan and Glorilla and a lot of the other rap girls that are not named Nicki Minaj have made it very clear that they are not, they're if they compete with each other, it's healthy competition, but they are very chill with each other. They want to see each other succeed, and they still want to collaborate with each other and build that network and that camaraderie. Like, we can't forget that Megan had Glorilla as an opener, and it's not because of the fact that she saw Glorilla's like less than. It's because she really enjoyed Glorilla and messed with her music, and to the point in which like they collaborated on Wannabe for Glorilla's Everything mixtape. They collaborated with Megan on the Megan album for Accent. Again, the album that people were claiming is doing worse than Glorilla's album performance wise. You have How I Look on the Glorious album. So like it's the fact of the matter that like Megan and Glorilla are here to stay. Both like they aren't. No one's less than the other, especially like chart wise. Because again, like the charts don't matter because they're literally on each other's projects as each project is charting. Like y'all talking about like, oh, like Megan Act 2 is doing worse. Even they attached it to like the original Megan. Since they attached it to the original Megan, like let's not forget that Accent is literally on there. Like Glorilla is really on the album. Oh, Glorious is doing better than Megan. Megan's literally on Glorious as a feature. Like, hello. Like, I feel like some people, like, we need to reopen the schools because some people really just don't be thinking like that. And it's because they be thinking so much about their fave and they doing all the stand culture stuff and they just don't be making a lick of sense. Like, some of y'all, it's very evident. Like, I know I'm not great at math, but it's very evident to me that like a lot of y'all failed math and a lot of y'all failed like English too. Like some of y'all don't have critical thinking skills and like a lot of the basic math skills to really like understand that none of this shit matters. But like that's none of the point. The point is the music is heat and the music is good. And everybody's been enjoying the music and it has been a really good time. Now, I talked about all of that stuff. I gotta talk about the music. Of course, I gotta talk about this album. Glorious is a great album. I've been bumping it since it has come out. I'm gonna give it like a 9.8 out of 10. That's my final ranking. That's my final like score on it. I love the intro. I love Hold On. Procedure, I kind of I low-key, there's two skips on the album for me: Procedure and Don't Deserve. Because Procedure feels a little bit like janky. That's just to me. Like, it's not a bad track by any means, but like the it's just like it don't work for me personally. And that's not to say that, like, well, actually, you know what, I take that back, because like it's kind of grown on me a little bit, but it's just not one of my favorite tracks on the album. Like, it's not the strongest track by any means, but like I still enjoy the track. I also like again, because Glorilla and Lotto are both very good artists, and I really enjoy um I think the second part of Lotto's verse on it the most. Like, I love when she's like, Carisha, please, like rapping about that part and stuff like that. TGIF is a hit. Like, can't even dispute that. Love that track down. What You Know About Me is a great track. Really enjoy how Sexy Red and Glorilla really spin on that. Stop Playing is a good track. Don't Deserve low key is like my least favorite track. And it's shocking to me because I like Glorilla, and I'm also a huge Money Long fan, for those who don't know. But it sonically, it just kind of don't work for me. Like it just sound like whoa, like something in my ears is just like, it's just not working for me. Like, I get what they was trying to do, but like I feel like they could have workshopped that a little bit more, because I just did not like how that one turned out. But it's okay. Rain Down on Me is a good track. Glow's Prayer, like, well, let me circle back on Rain Down on Me. You know, Kirk Franklin and like Maverick City Music and all of them did a pretty good job. Like, I like, and it was nice knowing that like Glorilla blended some of that like gospel background that she had before she transitioned to like rapping, and like her love for gospel music on this album as well, because you really don't see that enough from rappers. So like it makes it like really works in a way that like you really don't see from other artists, especially other rappers. Glow's prayer really worked, and I liked how that like flowed with Rain Down on Me in a really good way. How I Look is Heat. Like, it is such a good track. Like, I love when Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion are working together, because they really match each other's energy. Like, they are a duo in like ways that I feel like a lot of people were hoping that Megan and Cardi were gonna be. I feel like Megan and Cardi could still be that, but I just feel like Cardi just needs to like reignite her love for music a little bit more. Like, it seems like she'd be like Cardi, when it comes to like Megan and Cardi. I feel like they got lucky with WAP. Not got lucky with WAP. I think things aligned in the ways that needed it to be for WAP to really bang and be a really big success. And I feel like a lot of people like really loved and were like supporting and rocking with Cardi B at the time. Whereas now we're kind of in this period in which, like, because so much time has gone since Cardi B has like released a new album, and there's been that like will she won't she type beat in which like will she release a new album, and she puts out new music and it doesn't chart the way that she wants it to, or like the Barb's making fun of her and she listens to the Barb's too much, and she like falls back and is like, oh, like, I'm not gonna do music for a couple of months, and then she like comes back with a new, like, it's just a recurring cycle when she should just drop an album. And I feel like people will just support it either way because it's Cardi B. But like, Cardi B stock is down. And like the last time that Megan and Cardi collaborated was Bongos, and people liked Bongos, but it just came out at the wrong time. I think that should have been a summer track. I don't know why they dropped it the way that it did, but I think that they still can be a collaborative force. But it's just like Cardi needs to get her head back in the game a little bit, honestly. But Megan and Glow, oh, they work perfect with each other. Like, they seem to really know how to really like match each other's energies and go back and forth. Like, they go back and forth on how I look, and I really enjoy that. Like, it is too good, and it's just a really big hit for me. Like, that is one of my favorite tracks on the album, hands down. Um, Again, proving their star power together and separately. And I really hope that they are actually working on like that joint album or that joint project together, because baby, I know I was talking earlier about how like the bars and stuff was talking about how like, oh, Glow's doing better than Megan, da 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 da. If they did a joint project, ooh, Ooh, baby, it's over. It's over. Like, it's over. It's gonna be over. Like, it's gonna be hits on hits on hits. Like, oh, I'm gonna be gagging. Like, I need that to happen so bad. Um, I Ain't Going is a good track. I don't have too much to say on that. Step is a good track. Bossman, Bossman being on that track is like it's a good feature. Like, it is one of the perfect features that she had on there. Like, Bossman, Megan, Kirk, and like the like Maverick City Music, like the gospel group for that group feature, and T-Pain. Oh, and K Carbon for Never Find are like my favorite. Like, those are my big five off of for the features on this album, for sure. Um, that's that. I talked about Step. Let Her Cook is a good track. The fact that Hawk Tuah got referenced in this album is interesting, but we're not going to talk about that too much. I love her. I talked about it earlier. I really enjoy that track. That's one of the songs that I like frequently listen to, and it's one of my favorites on the album. Queen of Memphis is okay. It's a fine outro track, but don't have too much to say on that. And then she had the bonus track of Never Find featuring Cape Carbon that released, originally released exclusively digitally, and then she put it on streaming. And I actually really enjoy that track. I'm glad that she finally had that available on streaming and stuff like that, because it's a really good bonus track. Not even just a bonus track, it's a really good track from Glorilla, and I really enjoy Cape Carbon's feature on it. And that's the album. Like, I really enjoyed it out. Like, it's a really great debut album from Glorilla, and I'm glad that she waited and gave us like the mixtapes. Like, she was doing a rollout and building herself in the ways that like most rappers should be following. Like, she was doing a blueprint that like most rappers don't really be doing nowadays, and I really appreciate that she was doing it. And but like, she's from the South, like it's really the South really run it, and that's coming from a northerner. Like, the South really run it. So I'm glad that they like she's following the strategies that like the Southern rappers and stuff like that really pioneered. Like, release mixtapes, build yourself, build your brand, build your success, and then release the debut album. The debut album's heat. Like, that is just what needs to be done. And again, like, she has really been doing her big one. Like, she's been getting features like crazy. Like, she's been doing all these interviews and stuff like that. She's been doing her big one. And I know we're gonna probably have like a big break. Like, I know she's probably gonna like wait a little bit before she drops some new music, since the album stuff came out. Like, she's gonna be doing the rollout for this album still. We probably gonna get some more features and stuff from her soon still as well, because again, we just got her feature off of Tyler's album. And that's really all there is to it. Like, I am really loving how Glorilla is doing the big one, and really been eating that on the success, and I like love it. I'm still gonna be tuning in and supporting. Wish her nothing but the best, nothing but the success. Like, you heard me, like not you heard me. That's crazy, but that's my thoughts on Glorilla, the album, and everything in between. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the Cake Radio Show. If so, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, where you get podcast episodes and a whole lot more before anybody else. And I hope you guys, if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platforms, we are literally pretty much, not literally, but we're pretty much everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer. We on the big ones and the little ones too. So if you listen and prefer to listen to podcasts on your podcast platforms, search Cake Radio by CakeDive, and we're probably going to be on there. Be sure to subscribe, give the shows good ratings on there, and comment on there, because it helps. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.